All right, and we are go. Welcome back to the Sunday Cigars podcast and live stream. Now, I got a package. A package. A large box has appeared at my home from beverageforyou.com, which is weird because I haven't ordered anything from beverageforyou.com, but let's figure out what's in this fucking box. Hoping it's a sewing machine. Why would I want it to be a sewing machine? Well, because I have leather I need to sew. And as a businessman, I want material supplies to show up before anything else. Handle with care, fragile, do not drop, thank you. Okay. Fuck. Maybe it's a bomb. I don't know. Let's find out. Uh, great. Like a beverage. Great. Great. That cool. And a note. Hey, Fatty, thought you'd find this funny. You've always griped about how you wish you could buy it in a flat. Well, here you go, dumbass. Thank you. To Anonymous. Okay, one of you little chuckle nuts, like the three of you who watches, thank you for sending me a flat of my favorite drink in the whole world. Oh, holy shit. Thank you. I am actually grateful for this. And not in that sympathetically joking way of, oh, I'm so grateful. No, I mean, like, thank you. Means something to me. Does this annoy y'all? Oh, wait, y'all can't hear it. Can you hear it when I talk? Uh, no, no, don't care. But, you, somebody sent me this. And I am grateful. Thank you. I do appreciate this. The gift of my favorite fucking drink in the whole world. It's the most healthy thing in the world? No, fuck no. But it's my favorite drink. I've got an entire case of it now. So thank you to Anonymous Sunday. Ah, junk notes. Mail submissions that aren't crap. Huh. How did they get my fucking address? Now that's the question. How did that asshole get my address? Also, how did they get a 24 pack? Because you can't buy these in the case unless you know a vendor. I unfortunately don't know any vendors. So, how did they get it? That's the question. Okay, give me a second to compress some garbage. And we can, yeah, I just surprised that somebody was able to find a 24 pack and send it to me. 'Cause I've been bitching about how I wish I could buy it in a 24 pack quite a while now. So thank you to the anonymous sender for that. I do appreciate and love that. I really do. And this isn't the fun kind of bubble wrap that you can pop. It's multi-chamber. Cut it, slice the air out, and all goes out. Normally, I would save this for a move, but I'm not moving. So it's gonna go in the garbage. All right. Well, but no, I have been griping that I haven't been able to buy this thing for year, year plus. One of you, you know who you are. One violated my privacy. You got my fucking home address, which I'm not happy about. And got this, and then sent it to me. So thank you. Don't don't mail anything else to my house. I mean, it's not a sewing machine, but I'm damn glad to have it. Thank you. I'm actually very, very happy to have this. So as I've said many times, this is my favorite flavor. I will often stop at a gas station after treatment and buy a can of this because it just makes me feel good. Excuse me while I mute my phone. Oh, who the fuck is messaging me? They're just talking football. Okay. All right. So this was a pleasant surprise. Thank you to who sent it to me. I'm great. But in the meantime, I need to move it off the bench. Just for now. Uh, oh, these? Oh, yeah. Well, I did get another delivery of some other stuff. Gloves, because, like I've said before, when you work with leather dye, you don't want to dye your skin. Gloves are a good thing to have, right? I was also out of Toconol, so I got two things Toconol: sewing machine oil, just white oil, and some storage kits, which I'm using to store small projects like cigar stains, cigar and pipe stains. Going to be using it to store slim two pocket wallets with or without magnetic spot, key fobs, which maybe I've shown you that. In case I haven't, let me find one. Yeah, just little key fobs, you know, with or without the conchos. Put those there. Yeah, just small projects I can store. That way, when I do go to sell, and I go to market or wherever the fuck I go, I can then just take one of those, put them in the display box, and rock and roll from there. I'm just impressed that somebody bought me a case of fucking Monster Orange Dreamsicle because I've said it many times. That is my favorite flavor. So again, thank you to whoever did that. Your letter said anonymous, so yeah. And we're just gonna start off with an Ichiban Connecticut. It's Connecticut. It's real light, real mellow. It'll be fine. Now, what I think is funny is that tomorrow is Monday the 8th. There's an eclipse. And you know your fat boy's gonna watch it. I might even stream stuff during it. I might not. I haven't decided yet. But, but, um, There's a lot of nut jobs swearing that, oh, it's gonna be the end of the fucking world. Oh, the end of the world. God, my beard looks like shit today. Face is all puffy. Oh well, who cares? Eh, neck's not that bad. All right. But anyways, there's a bunch of nut jobs that think, oh, it's the end of the fucking world. World is ending because of a solar eclipse. It's passing the new meridian fault, and oh, that's gonna spur earthquakes and disaster and all this other crap. And I'm just sitting here going, that's not how earthquakes work. You know, that's not how earthquakes work. Two, just because there's a correlation doesn't mean there's going to be causation. Meaning, if what they're saying is one went this way and this one's going this way, and it's going to create an X, and the epoch of the X, not the epoch, the epiphysis of the X is going to be over Salem, and oh, Salem's got a bad reputation. Oh, it's got a reputation for evil and witches and shit like that. Oh, it must be the end of the world. It's like, no, no. And then there's people that are freaking out that we just recently had an eclipse. Now we're having another one. I hate to say it. Eclipses aren't rare. They're not. The moon rotates our Earth. The moon rotates the Earth every 20 something hours. All right? 23 point something hours, I believe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know what? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up because it's not rare. An eclipse should, in theory, happen every day. Just whether or not it's visible to the Earth or not. Yeah, well, it should be visible if it's between the Earth and the Sun, but uh, I just don't think it happens where people can see it all the time. Like over the ocean. How long is the moon's orbit of the Earth? Oh, it's every 27 days. I was wrong by quite a bit. I was thinking of its rotation. Its rotation is 23.3 hours. 23 point some hours. So it takes the moon about 27 days to fucking orbit the Earth. So every 27 days, there's going to be an eclipse. And people need to calm down. Whether or not it's over, a small part of the world that we live in, or if it's over the ocean, who knows? But there's, in theory, an eclipse every 27 days. And as for the people going, this newspaper in 1974 was right about when the eclipse was. Of course it was right. We've had mathematic models for over 100 years that could predict the eclipse, when and where it will be. Hell, pick up a farmer's almanac. A farmer's almanac. Is it accurate 100% of the time? No. But you know what it is? Damn near. It has eclipses in it. Or at least it used to. I don't know if it still does. It had it when I was a kid. Because grandparents kept one around the house and on the ranch. So, yeah. But the Farmer's Almanac has been predicting eclipses for over 100 years. We've been able to predict eclipses for over 100 years because we have science and math down to a point where we can do that. Now, is our science and math perfect? No, but it's good enough to predict an eclipse every 27 fucking days, tell you when and where it will be because mathematic models work. But now, as for the earthquake in New Jersey and New York, there's fault lines up there. It's not impossible for them to get an earthquake. I'm glad nobody was seriously injured. And I pray for their knocked over trash cans and lawn furniture. You will rebuild. You will rebuild. However, it has nothing to do with the fucking eclipse. Not a fucking thing. Hell, I remember one time My father and I were in Washington, D.C. when they had a big earthquake. And I will never forget this. My dad and I were at a Starbucks. There's an earthquake, noticeable earthquake. Like, your boy was jiggly. I was jiggly. I was very jiggly for a fat kid. Actually, I was an adult and I was fat, but I was jiggly. I was that kind of fat. I did not like being jiggly, so I started to lose weight so I would be less jiggly. But there was an earthquake in DC, and I'll never forget my dad standing up in Starbucks where people were kind of upset and a little panicky, but not like panicky. They're just upset. And I'll never forget my dad raising his arms, going, "Everybody chill the fuck out. I'm a geologist. What we just had was a minor earthquake. Can I get a refill? I knocked my coffee over." And they gave him a refill. I'll never forget that. It's one of my favorite memories. But the point being, earthquakes can happen on the East Coast. They're not just on the West Coast. Hell, we get them here in Texas. But we have earthquakes. Are they caused by the eclipse? No. No. No, I'm almost dead certain they are not caused by the lunar eclipse or solar eclipse or any eclipse at all. If the moon gets close enough to affect our tectonic plates like that, we have bigger problems. We have much bigger problems. We have much bigger problems if the moon gets close enough to the Earth to affect the Earth's tectonic plates. If the sun affects the plates, then we have much bigger problems. A lot bigger problems. Now, what I think is going to happen with the earthquake, I think my friend Wendy is going to come over. She's going to bring the puppy. We're going to hang out in my backyard, watch the eclipse, and I might stream it with my laptop because it'll be kind of cool. It's something to do, you know. I wanted to go to Matt Carricker's new resort that he's building, but I don't have a way to get there right now, and I don't have a way to get there, and things are a little complicated in my life right now, so that was a no. But things for the leather shop are moving along. The eclipse is going to happen tomorrow. I might stream it, I might not. It's going to be at noon ish. Actually, let me look that up. Let's find out when it's going to pass over my part of South Texas. What time is the eclipse? Okay, so it'll be around 12. Well, let me look it up for San Antonio. It's the closest place to me. Closest largest metropolitan city next near me is San Antonio, so let's look it up. 12:14 to 2:55. That's when totality is supposed to be. So I may have to travel a little west to see it, but that's when we'll be going live tomorrow for the eclipse with no view of the eclipse because I don't have a good camera that could pick it up. All I got is the webcam, I'm sorry, and that's on the laptop. Although I do have a webcam ordered, so I can put it up here on my ring light. So when I am doing leather work, you can actually see what the fuck I'm doing. Yay. So that'll be fun, or at least something to do because I do enjoy doing stuff like that. I find it fun. I find it enjoyable to do things like that. I enjoy. Hold on. I want to test a widget real fast. We're just gonna test a follow because I want to make sure my widgets for that are still working. Okay, cool. That's still working. We're gonna test subscription next because thank you. Go away because I want to see if they're still working. Yep, yep. Still a kitty kiss. And it plays twice, which is a little irritating. I need to adjust that. Tips. I like that animation. Okay, let's see what bits does, and then we'll see what host does. All right, that works. Test host next, and then we can move on with our lives because yeah. I need to adjust that. I don't like that animation. I really don't. And I'm a little disappointed that I can't get it. Oh yeah, airshow going on this weekend too. But I need to adjust that one. I wish I could get a widget for raids because occasionally somebody will raid my channel, and when they do, I'm always grateful. I just wish I had something to show, you know? Oh well. But I've got a lot of stuff in the works. I've got a bunch of shit that's supposed to be showing up. Big bottles of leather dye. I only got three colors: brown, black, and light brown, which I used to make the cedar finish. I've got the big 32-ounce bottles, so this should last me a good long while. Sewing machine, but that's not going to come till later this month, much later this month, maybe beginning next month. And some leather that's supposed to be showing up in about a week, and then we can just get boom right into cutting and work, which will be nice because that's what I want to get in. I want to get into the production stage. I don't want this. I don't want to wait too long. I wanted to just get to the point where I can work on it and get a bunch of shit up and ready for for when I go to sell things. Because I'm not really selling anything right now. I'm just making inventory, which takes a while, especially when you have to hand stitch. And that sewing machine should help expedite the process. It really, really should. And it's supposed to have an automatic threader on it, which is fucking amazing because I hate threading needles. My eyes ain't what they done used to be. But yeah. So we got a lot of stuff coming for the leather shop. Am I going to change my branding? No. Streams will still be South Texas Fail. That's still me, Uncle Bumblefuck, your South Texas Fail daddy. Uh, yeah. Now, I am grateful though. I'm very excited about that case of fucking monster. I am so fucking happy about it. And I'm pretty sure I know who's the person who sent that to me because they're one of three people that have my mailing address, and only one of two that have my home address. And that showed up at the house. So I know two people it could be that sent that, and I'm very grateful they did because I've been griping about needing that or wanting that for over a year. and I'm happy about it. I'm actually very happy about that. That makes me very, very happy that someone sent that to me. But I'm glad I got these little totes. They're good for storage for smaller projects because in this top one where I have, all the cigar stands, cigar and pipe stands I made, I've got around 50 something in here, and it's not even half filled. Now, I'm still planning to use the cigar boxes for display when I go to events where I'm selling. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But for now, I just have a good way to store things, which I like. So that's always good. Plus, if I, get a regular vendor like one of the cigar or tobacco shops around town, I can just take in the little tote and sell them straight there. I don't need to. I don't need to, carry them in a bag. I can keep them in a neat, orderly profile, which works. And I'm happy with that. In fact, I think this will hold like what, two, three layers. So a layer of half brown, half black, a layer of cedar, a layer of light brown, a layer of green, a layer of blue, because those are the only colors I have for right now. As soon as I can get more dye, I will. And I have different styles for these little cigar and pipe stands that I'm thinking about doing. Like, I have the basic, right? This one I'm not ever going to sell. It's deformed. It's got flat edging, which I don't like. But I found some uh, keyring clips that if I do another little piece of leather between the layers, that'll stick out, and with a little D-ring, people can clip them to their belts, and clip to their keychains, and clip to a strap on their case, clip to their nose, clip to their ear, whatever. And I think that would be a good option. I think some people would like that more than just the standard, you know. And then I'm waiting on more leather to go up so I can make more of these. But unlike this one, they won't have the ID window. They'll just be double paneled. You can use it as a business card holder. You can use it as a wallet. I use mine as a wallet. And if I had a way of getting this vinyl in bulk, I would offer these with the ID window as well. Now, sewing machine will come in handy because then I can stitch these together in rapid succession. I also need to buy more rivets, but that can wait. And what I'm thinking with these, the ones with the ID, pull my stuff out so you can't see it. The ones with the ID, I'm going to call road wardens, and the ones where it's just double panel, just be road warrior. I don't know if I can get away with calling them that, but I might. The cigar and pipe stands, I don't have a name for. I just call them cigar and pipe stands. You know, but that works. The 3 stick cigar cases, they'll fit in there sideways. So I need to come up with a better solution for storing these. Bigger box eventually. But the point being is I have options for what I'm doing, and I'm happy with that. You know, and it is work for the most part. Sorry, put a stamp back in the case it goes in. So that's always good. Excuse me. I need to grab a drink. Grab some cold because I'm thirsty. There. We're back. I didn't get anything fancy. I didn't get an energy drink. I just got a little Pepsi. I'm a giant. No. Obviously, I'm not a giant. This is just one of those little, like, 7.5 fluid ounce cans, which is just the right amount of soda. And it's only 100 calories, so I'm not like drinking a big ass 200 calorie soda. It's just a little 100 calorie can. Of course, I'm not a big guy. I'm tall, broad, but I'm not fat anymore. So, yeah, me. Excuse me. But yeah, that's what's going on. And I actually remembered to record this episode so I can upload it to YouTube later today. Although we started half an hour early. Normally we start at 4, but we started at 3:30. Now, excuse me. When I get my car up and running again, right? When I get the car up and running again, what I'm going to be doing is going back to the shop where I was doing these podcasts and recording them and streaming them back to regularity. And then, of course, the podcast will always start at 4. And I'll have guests, but I don't have guests while I'm at my house. So, yay me. But I'm just happy as hell that I got that case of fucking Monster. Because I fucking love it. Oh, I love it so much. It was an unexpected but very pleasant surprise. Oh, some of the other stuff I got, and for the shop, you always need scissors. I got labels so I can label my totes. Got a Teflon foot for a sewing machine that I'm waiting on showing up. Leather needles for the sewing machine. And something I am happy, very happy came in is this. What is this? This is a spacer for your sewing machine, right? This holds a piece down at a certain level. It's adjustable to its height of which this thumb sits. And the theory is that when you go to sew something, this sits on one side of the needle, this sits on the working side, and it just holds it at the appropriate space. So you don't have to worry about a crooked stitch line. So it holds it like that so that you're gonna, in theory, be at a constant spacing, which will be nice. And it's magnetic, so in theory, it should sit solidly flush with whatever you are sewing. And that should sit on the sewing machine and not move. It's a pretty sturdy magnet. I don't see it moving around a lot. Which means, stitching things like wallets, they'll have a straight and even stitch. which would be nice. Then you can start putting out, and then when you have something that allows you to do that, you can start putting out consistently good work. And when your work is consistent, then it's better. Mm. No, but I just can't believe some of the crap I've seen on Twitter about the solar eclipse and how it's the end of days. I'm just sitting here thinking, y'all weren't right the other 43 times the end of the world is supposed to happen in the 40 years I've been alive. Why are y'all worried? I mean, the end of the world is the end of the world. Nobody knows when it's going to happen. We can get a good glimpse of when it's going to happen. I need to even this out. These long ends are getting kind of annoying. Sorry, I'm talking about my beard. But nobody knows when the world's going to end, right? We can get a good glimpse of when it will end if we keep certain actions going, but we don't know for certainty. Which really means stop panicking, people. Stop panicking. It'll happen when it happens. We can't do anything about it. But every time something, weird or some celestial event happens, like an eclipse, a lunar eclipse, planetary alignment, oh, it's the end of the world. There's always that one nut job. Now there's some people going on. God damn it, Jets away. No, it flew over. There's an air show at the airbase not too far from me. But now there's some nut jobs on Twitter going on about this mysterious ninth or 10th planet. Ninth, if you believe that Pluto is no longer a planet. 10th, if you believe Pluto should still be a planet. I don't really care. I'm not an astronomer, so I don't get to make that call. But there's some whack jobs out there swearing that Nimbu or Nimru or whatever the mysterious planet that we don't know about is coming to Earth. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not. And then they're like, oh, NASA's covering it up. Well, if NASA's covering it up, there's a ton of amateur astronomers out there that would have said something. You know, not all of them can be in on the conspiracy to keep this planet hidden. And if I haven't heard any of them say anything, then I doubt there's another planet gonna smack into the Earth tomorrow at noon. Of course, some of y'all may not remember, but I remember Y2K, year 2000, when people were freaking out over, oh, the computer's going to stop working or they're going to become sentient. There were people going, it's the end of the world, the rapture's coming. There were people talking about a mysterious planet going to slam into the Earth. And it's like, no, no, calm down. Calm down. I mean, I know people that have complained that, you know, that Obama was the Antichrist, and that didn't turn out to be true. And then that same person was like, oh, Trump is the Antichrist, and it wasn't true. And then they said the same thing about Biden. It's like, look, you can't just say the next president is going to be the Antichrist. Let's be honest. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. I'm sorry. At least I don't think it works that way. I don't know. What do I know? But I don't think the end of the world is coming tomorrow. I don't. I really, really don't. I think it's not something that's going to happen. I don't. I just don't think that the end of the world is coming up. It's just not a thing. I'm not concerned about it. I'm concerned more about what I'm going to eat for lunch tomorrow than I am about the end of the world. And I'm not really even considering what I'm eating for lunch. I'm probably going to have a sandwich. I'm just saying. Speaking of sandwiches, I have stumbled upon a YouTuber whose channel I'm obsessed with, Sandwich Dad. I don't know why this Canadian man has held my attention for so long, but his videos are funny, they're entertaining, they're informative, and he makes some pretty bomb ass looking sandwiches. So shout out to Sandwich Dad. He quite the cool Canadian. Actually, I'm not saying like he's cool for Canadian. I'm just saying he's cool and he's Canadian. Because I've got friends who are Canadian who I think are cool as fuck. Do I know Sandwich Dad? No. Would I like to hang out with him and make sandwiches with him? Yeah, sure. Do I see that happening anytime soon? Probably not. Just the nature of the beast. And he kind of sounds like AVE. Like I'm certain he's not AVE, but he sounds a lot like him. But and again, I say this again. I like Sandwich Dad's channel. His videos are fun, they're entertaining, and he makes some pretty bomb ass sandwiches. And he's the right amount of snarky in his videos to where it's funny and not annoying. Which, at my age, it's kind of hard to find channels that are the right amount of snark without being annoying. And he hits that perfect spot. Of course, don't get me wrong, I still love, ordinary sausage. You know, the sausage, funny mustache sausage man makes funny videos. But Sandwich Dad is a channel that I really do enjoy. Of course, nobody's watching this, so nobody's going to hear that shout out. Go figure. I don't know. Maybe one day Sandwich Dad will be down here in this part of South Texas. I can invite him on the podcast and make sandwiches. Who knows? Who knows? It could happen. I doubt it. But it could. Of course, I could also regrow my hair and not be fucking balding, which I need a fucking haircut. I keep putting it off. I keep putting it off. I keep putting it off. I need to get a fucking haircut. I might do that later this week. I might go and get a haircut. Maybe Thursday. Maybe. Who knows? I should. No, Thursday I've got treatment. I may not do it. Oh well. Thinking about talking about putting stuff off. I got followed by Boogie on Twitter, which kind of cool. Excuse me. Sorry, that one was real low. But I, I, I I'm 40. I'm old. I've been following Boogie on YouTube for a long ass time, and so yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter. I think it's cool that I got followed by Boogie. Other people are like, oh, that's a downfall. I don't really care. I like his. I like a lot of his stuff, and I've enjoyed his videos for a very long time. But other than that, not much else. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes. We're going to take a break and we will be back. Don't go nowhere. Okay, we're back. Thank you for putting up with me taking a quick break, stretch my legs. But yeah, uh, when that new webcam comes in, I'll have two different setups. One will be, you know, for this, where, it's just one mono camera. And then when I'm working on stuff, the main part of the screen, this, will all be down facing for leatherwork and a small little window, probably about here, with my face. Because you're not here for my face. You're here for my deep, appropriate voice. Yeah, you fuckers. I can see him over the tree. Oh, well. But we've got big things coming for the channel. We got big things coming for the leather company. We got work we need to do, in which we are doing. We're just waiting for material. Once the material shows up, we'll be golden. Then we can go. And yeah, like I said, I got veg stands showing up for cigar cases and stands. And then I have oil tans showing up for the wallets. And it should be good. It should be good. And I really like this oil tan I'm working with because of how soft and velvety the interior is. I don't know if you can see how fuzzy that is, right? But I really like that. And it doesn't, scar up your cards when you put them in. And it flattens down a little to hold them, but it doesn't, damage them, in my opinion. And it's a good material. It skives just right to be stitched. It don't really edge treat it because it's oil tan. You can put edge coat on it if you want. I don't. I like the raw look. But if customers want it edged and treated, I can do that. I'm just not a fan of it. Not for that leather. I don't I don't think you can burnish oil tan very well, but you can veg tan. Veg tan burnishes very, very well. I mean, like this side isn't burnished, but this side is, and you can see there's a noticeable shine to it, you know. So the raw edge doesn't have a shine. Now, of course, when I stitch these get burnished, but before I stitch, I only burnish the one edge I can't really get to while it's stitched. So while it's unstitched, I burnish it. And it comes up nice and slick and smooth and a little glossy, which I like, you know. But the bigger edges you don't. Once it's sewn together, then I burnish it. And then I do a treatment on the surface to really make it nice and supple and slick. But you don't necessarily get to do that with oil tan because oil tan is tanned differently than veg tan. Same with chrome tan, brain tan, synthen. I don't think I said that last one right. I'm not really quite sure how to say it. I've only heard about the leather that's treated that way a few times, but I don't know how it works. So, yeah. Now, I know oil tan is hard to stamp because of how it's made, but you can heat stamp it. Do I have a heat stamp? No. You know. And I need to come up with a better way to mold the cigar cases than just using wooden dowels. I want to put out a product that's more uniform without Mickey Mouse or bear ears and without the visible bumps and lumps at the top or at the base from how it's dyed, how it's molded. I want things to look more uniform. I want things to look cleaner. I want them to look nicer. Because again, I want to put out a quality product. I don't want to put out crap. I want to put out a product that people will go, hey, this is really nice. I don't mind spending money on this. And since I'm not making handbags or purses or duffel bags or briefcases yet, because I'm only sticking to like five core products. Five core products, that's it. At most, for the first couple of years, I'm only going to be making, you know, 4 to 5 core products. You know, two of which, two of the products are, well, technically, yeah, two, are going to be variations that count as two. So, cigar pipe stands, regular, cigar pipe stands with a clip, two different types of the four pocket wallet, both the Road Warden and the Road Warrior, and then cigar cases. Because I want to put out quality product, but I don't think I could put out quality product if I'm focusing on too many different products at once. If I have too many lines of product, then I'm going to get bogged down with making different products that may or may not sell, you know. And since I'm only focusing on what would be my core products, those are products that I know people will buy, that people have expressed interest in, and that I know I can market. And so, god damn, dude, I'm not gonna try to talk over it, Chet. I'm just kind of glad the microphone isn't picking it up when I'm not talking, which is why I kind of like these fine microphones, or Fi-Fi, or Fifine, however you pronounce it. because they don't pick up extraneous noise. They don't pick up when I'm hammering on leather. They don't pick up when I'm banging around the shop. They just pick up my voice, which is nice. I like that. And as far as I can tell, they don't pick up on it, the jets screaming overhead for the air show, which is why I keep pausing and doing this because I'm not going to try to talk over a jet. I'm not. Don't think I can compete with it. But but by focusing on those core products, I can build a customer base and then I can expand from there. And then I can, experiment with bags, you know, experiment them with bags. And if people like them, they'll go for them. If they don't, then I'm not going to focus on them. But that's the thing, because I have other friends that do, craft good industries and stuff like this. That some of them that have been successful, they focused on a few items at the beginning and then expanded out. The few that haven't been successful, they focused on everything and anything and then had to trim it down. And by the time they determined what to trim down, their businesses did not do well. And I think that's the key. So, focus on the 5 things that I know I can build and sell, and then grow from there. Because far too often people try to start off with way too many products, they get bogged down or they get lost in making their products. And they lose market share, they lose revenue, and they lose the ability to, you know, do what they have to do. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on, and I think that is the best option for now. Although what I think is kind of funny though, and this goes back to the eclipse, is it may be cloudy as shit tomorrow. It may even rain. So the eclipse may be a no-go. Oh well. It'll be nice to still have, a friend over and hang out and play with their puppy. My puppy. I've already claimed it. It's mine. It's my little buddy. Uh while they're, hanging out. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. And of course their puppy is not even a year old. It'll be a year old in about 3 weeks. And he's definitely going through that like velociraptor stage of puppy life where he is all about everything and anything at once. Like he is all about his toys, he's all about his food, he's all about my feet. He loves to try to chew on my feet because he's a puppy. As long as you correct that behavior, you'll be fine. If you correct the bad behaviors while they're a puppy, they're easier to manage as an adult dog. You know, it's like raising a child. You gotta make sure that they're set and solid before they become an adult so they don't pick up bad behavior. But it is what it is. I'm actually gonna do something. Hold on. Turn this around. Point you down. There. I'm gonna take them all of that cardboard case, break down the cardboard case, put them in that plastic tote. That way, they're out of the way. This affords me a chance to get rid of some garbage before it becomes garbage. because I'm about reducing space when I store things. It makes sense. And again, not 100% sure who sent this. I am very grateful for it because this is something I've wanted for a long time, and I've complained about wanting it for a long time and not being able to get it. Apparently, he found it and got it. So again, you know who you are, and thank you. This was basement for balls. There, all fits nicely in them. And I just gotta find shelf space in the garage of shelves to put it. Then we'll be good. That goes in the trash bucket. This will get broken down and put in recycling. Because I recycle most of the time. When I'd go to Burning Man, I'd keep two different trash bags, one for garbage, one for recyclables. And since I'm not a fancy camper when I go to Burning Man, I just take canned goods and MREs because you can eat an MRE cold. You don't have to heat it up. But with a little thermal heater in there, you can heat it up with minimal water usage. Just don't drink the water. Like that should go without saying. Not even as a joke. Just don't drink that water. It's not good for you. But I would, eat my canned goods. Put the empty can in the recycling bag. Put, the plastic fork or whatever I used, anything that wasn't recyclable would go into the non-recyclable bag. And because it's so hot and dry out there, garbage won't stink for too long. So the recyclables would come back with me and they'd go in my recycling can when I got home. And the garbage would come with me and go in the garbage can when I got home. Because pack it in, pack it out. So yeah, and that makes sense. But eh, environmental responsibility, I guess. Or at least being a better person than you should be. Excuse me. That that one hurt. Oof. But yeah, a lot of stuff in the works. Big plans going. Uh, yeah. So the one thing I don't like about these lids is once you have the handles in them, they no longer fit flat on top of each other. So bit of an asshat storage problem, I guess. But you could pop the handle out real easy, so then they will store flat. But because I tend to lose things, I just keep the handles in there so I don't lose them. You know, it's painfully simple, painfully obvious. Although I might, let me show you. This one doesn't have a handle. I just took it out. This one has a handle. When they don't have the handle, they sit flush because they fit into that little slot. When they have a handle, they don't fit flush. But because I'm man over template, I want the handles to all face the same direction because these handles have a smooth and then a mold side. And I want the mold side to be down. So flush with the surface. That way they look consistent and uniform and blah, 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 blah. Because I'm anal retentive. Because I like things to look a certain way. I like things to function as they are designed to function, and I will take time to make sure that happens. So, yeah, there we go. Much better. Oh, what else have we got going on? Not much else is going on. It's just a nice, calm, lazy Sunday. Finally got to see the new Super Mario movie, and I liked it. I thought it was a cute film. I thought it was a good movie. I'll probably watch it again with God Kids later. But it was a good movie. I liked it. I think Jack Black was a good Bowser. Chris Pratt was a good Mario, and of course Seth Rogen was an amazing Donkey Kong. I liked the movie. I thought it was good. It was a cute movie. It was definitely a good movie. Good enough to take the kids to. Good enough for the adults to sit through. It was good. I liked it. And I like how they led up to what could be a sequel with Yoshi. So that should be interesting. But yeah. Now I had a friend ask me, and this is on a separate tangent, about the key rings. Oh, am I going to order leather just for the key rings? No, because I can use scrap to make these. I can use scrap leather to make these little key fobs. And the most expensive part will be the conchos, which I could probably buy in bulk somewhere, and the rivets, because, well, I mean, if I get a good one, then I won't necessarily need the rivet, just the concho. But that's neither here nor there. Nice day outside. I think after this, I'll go sit in the backyard and read. Because reading is good for you, and I enjoy reading, you know? But that's for later. That's for later. For right now, we're just hanging out. I think they're taking a break with the air show. It's dinner time for them. It's only 4:30. I imagine in an hour they'll pick back up and it'll be loud as hell again. Oh man, life is good. Knock on wood. Life is good. You know. Starting to fuzz the microphone on a pop filter. But no, I had a dumb thought. If I ever end up on the locale podcast, it'll probably be because I'm a failure at everything else. Well, I'm out of stuff to talk about. So I think we'll end it here. So, as I always say, if you liked it, drop a follow. If you're rewatching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. It's free on YouTube. You never have to subscribe to the Twitch. You never have to donate or throw money at me or buy merch. I'm a big boy. I have my own money. But I do love and appreciate all of you. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.